Hey guys, welcome back to another Kirby 8000 back here with another video, and holy crap, I took a nap and I woke up and I got work in like a little while, but I mean, I got enough time to record a YouTube video, so let's get this shit done. So yeah, it's gonna be her lie I tried to believe, because we're back with this video, like this one, because I don't know why, chapter 1 was very interesting to me to hear. Recap here, he basically was kind of like bullied by this girl in elementary school and started up a rivalry because she was better than him at everything. And in middle school, he tried harder and harder and got more popular than her, got stronger than her, did better in academics. And high school hit, and then he was so obsessed with her that he just kept the rivalry going, even though she didn't want to go. But they keep going. Actually, she was mostly like, "Yeah, I think I'm done with this rivalry. It's kind of getting boring to her." So she tried to stop it, and it wasn't stopping. So she just said, "You know what? I'm dipping," and just left. So yeah, and then he kind of got angry, and basically this rivalry will never die unless if he's alive. If he dies, then it's all over. Hopefully he dies. His main character me dies. Huh? Like that had ever happened. More water though. 2 years. It took 2 years to see her again. That time, my majoring very well underway. As I was starting to be used to the university lifestyle. I was living on my own inside a gloomy one-room apartment for less than a year. I had zero passions, only knew how to do one thing correctly, which is, of course, studying. As if I was the subject of a curse of a long time ago. I didn't know why I was so into it. Yeah, I'll probably have a lot of doors open to me in the future, but what if I don't want to enter any of them? I have no motivation to climb up the ladder, and surely wouldn't know what to do with all the money being thrown at me. But I guess this type of attitude could attract some people, as if they know talking to you would inevitably boost their own self-esteem. That's how I made my first friend since, well, have I ever had a friend? Well, it's not as if I was going to see. If I was seeing him as a friend either way. He was in most of my classes during high school. Took that as an opportunity to start socializing with me during our courses together. I went with the flow, finding my own amusement in his somewhat carefree demeanor. That's when one day, out of nowhere, he decided to invite me to this. I don't know to pronounce how it's pronounced, but I can't call it a date, a group date. Maybe fuck it. Anyway, it was just this thing where a group of men, women of the same age and logically of the same number meet with each other for almost the first time and attempt to find love. It was obviously a cheap excuse for me to find someone to empty your load in, but whatever to the point I was in, it didn't matter all that much. Trying to fuck someone was, as much as the men my age, any age really, one of my priorities, even though pretty much inaccessible. I didn't get out of my way to try and have sex. That's probably the reason why I had zero sex life. Yep. So I accepted. It was kind of odd, though. He said to me, "You won't regret it. Tim, I have a surprise. I even have a surprise waiting for you." And he would laugh like an imbecile. He was an imbecile, and I only realized what he meant by that when I entered the bar and we were meeting at. They were 7 waiting, 8 for me, 4 boys, 4 girls. 2 of those girls were completely unattractive, fat, or with a big chin, a weird hairstyle. The other was already almost in bed with big-mouthed guys, so those 3 were unfuckable. That was my first thought upon entering the bar. The second thought was as different as the first one, but was still surprising indeed. It was her. She was there drinking a beer casually, talking with that other guy, sports-like. Another one unfuckable, but of course not for the same reason. I should just get out of here. This is so pitiful. It's not even funny. That's when Mike, my friend, noticed my arrival, forcefully introduced me to the group. Oh, this is the guy I was talking about. Hey, Tim, come, don't be shy. We were waiting for you. Tisk, I almost clicked my tongue out loud. But I thought otherwise. Maybe the big chin woman could be fuckable with a couple beers. Hey, I sat next to my friend, trying not to look too much on the right hand of the table because the symmetry irritated me somehow. I said my name out loud and said everyone else's name right after. I don't remember any of them. I seriously don't want to use even the most useless part of my brain to store one of them. I still politely agreed to everyone until it came to that name. And I could introduce you two, but I guess I don't have to, right? I looked at him annoyed. He's clearly happy to introduce her to me, as though me meeting her again would make me happy, like it's a gift or something. Why the fuck does he even know the fact that we already knew each other? I said, yeah, hand scratching my hair, a bit flustered. Likewise, she didn't look my way all that much and only said hi with a voice that could be misunderstood as a whisper. She looks fucking depressed. Holy shit. I'm grateful for that. Even if I harbored hate for each other, for the most part of my life, and probably still, the fact that she understood my reluctance to face her was saved little composure I had left. So I was able to enjoy my beer while chatting with the group of people around me, and it didn't disturb me at all much that she was actually there. It was just that in the heat of the moment, I didn't know what to think of it. I didn't even understand the feeling I had for her anymore. I hated her for so long that for me, it was as though she wasn't even human. And the fact that she disappeared completely from my life at one point, my mind only assumed she was dead. So a non-human presumed dead looking so lively and joyous, it was only natural that I was baffled a bit. Yeah, that's a good reason. She was sexy. No longer cute or beautiful, but sexy. She had a blue shirt which underlined her very well. Her overly seductive forms. A black skirt that I could see very well due to the table in her. I couldn't see very well due to the table, and her hair was loose and ended a bit under her chest. Try not to look at her, but it was hard when surrounded by ugly girls. I did what I must. And tried to hook up with the chin girl in front of me. After an hour and a half, I was on my fourth beer, and the first couple decided to finish the night alone. This made things a bit complicated. Now there were me, the fat girl, my friend, the big chin, the sports dude, and whatever, the other girl that I once knew. Ugh. So it's obviously becoming harder and harder to actually not interact with her. That's when the phone of the girl in front of me started vibrating. She became kind of hysterical by that. I think it was a message that she's received on her phone. She said a couple words to the fat girl sitting next to her and then took off. The fat girl looked at me a bit awkward, said, sorry, her ex just texted her, so. As if it was the most understandable thing in the world. He's your ex! I dropped that motherfucker. I feel like he was like goddamn like beats on my like records, bro. I wouldn't care. It'd be dropped so quick. It'd be done. I wouldn't care about him. Oh. So the ugly chick just dumped me for a guy that probably flushed her a while ago. I was depressed, but not for her departure per se. Obviously, at least the alcohol started to do its work. That's when everything started to turn into the wrong direction. My friend, who was seated on my left of me, in front of the fat chick, was now seated on my right. The sports dude, who once chatted with the girl, was now enjoying his time with the fat chick on my left. That's when I realized my friend, without notifying me in advance, started a group conversation with her and me. So, from where do you two know each other? Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, elementary school, she tortured me. I tortured her the rest of her, like, until she probably quit. I stared on the table, memory at my beer in my hand, trying not to look interested. I think she answered him something with giggling, but I don't remember all that much. She seemed to be drinking quite heavily. That long, man. I bet you're glad to be able to meet each other like this. Maybe it's Faith. Faith? I think they meant to put Fate there. Who knows? Haha. It was irritating me. It was so obvious that he was the one who pulled this off. Perhaps they were in mesh with each other, humiliate me or something. I was trying to utter something that I probably shouldn't have. Sure, I don't know why I thought it'd be a great idea. Tell me. I looked in with a bit of defiance. How do you know that she and I knew each other anyway? I looked at his every change in expression. I probably thought he would be confused, unable to explain himself properly, but that wasn't it. He was surprised I didn't know the reason behind it. Come on, man. Everyone in high school probably knew about it. Don't you remember that nasty girl with their friends who were starting bad rumors about Cass because she just quit school? Fuck. Now I remember. Oh man, I remember still. You're so ruthless. You walked up to the girls, started insulting the shit out of them, and how uneducated they were. How they were wasting their time and had no future. And then you started numbering every achievement Cass ever accomplished, to the prize she won during some piano competition, to the national rank she topped with her academic results. And you know, I'm not one of the to hit a girl or anything, but this was so asking for it. She didn't try to listen one bit and was continuously cutting you off about some bullshit she heard somewhere down the street. How ridiculous. This was when I was still very much on edge from losing that I thought I was my only drive in this world. Some bitch was bad-mouthing her about something along the lines of prostitution or some stupid shit like that. It was the week after she had quit school, so everything goes a bit, I guess. Anything goes. But then since they had nothing else more useful to do, they started to say some bullshit about her cheating during exams or giving sexual bribery to teachers in order to top higher and midterms. That's when I lost my shit, because telling those ridiculous things would insinuate that my rival I had always thought was my equal nothing more than a fake, and this was completely unacceptable. And yes, I would have beaten the shit out of them if it weren't for the teachers meddling with it. Hey Tim, you remember when you shouted at her for making her shut up? Ooh. Enough! Even if she prostitutes herself, or even cheats during the midterms, doesn't change the fact that she was better than the lots of you. At least she achieved everything she had ever set herself out to do. You low-life bitches will never understand the meaning of the term achievement as long as you still live in this world. Do you understand you worthless pieces of shit? Fuck, man. Savage. I remember it down to the very last syllable. I have no fucking clue why, though. He said it out loud, not nearly as perfect as I remembered it, but it was still surprising to hear it from someone else's mouth. Like, damn. I then instantly noticed her blush by understanding the meaning of those words. This was bad. This was my misunderstanding. I never said this in order to protect her. I said it because at that moment I knew for a fact her head over heels for her, and I thought it's so tragic you probably never had a chance to say it to her. So you can't understand why when I met with her, I would have absolutely known her my part-time job. The fuck? This shit ain't okay. This is not okay. My dudes, you is fucking... I would never say this. I'd be like, man, he kind of said some words to kind of shut him up. When I've never told him exactly what he did, because that's pushing it too far, man. Holy shit, this friend is taking in places. Though, I mean, if I get a banger tonight, I mean, she's pretty hot anime girl, I could say. Big old tit. I'll stop now. Yeah, absolutely nowhere on my part-time job. He points casually towards her. I had to try and arrange something out for the both of you. So that's why you invited me here tonight. I was then at my 5th beer, and I was not what we call a heavy drinker back then, so I was agitated, alright. Just, it was easily concealed by my wasted features, which were naturally much more blatant. Yeah, man, what else would your friends, we're friends, right? You look so down all the time, like, I thought you might cheer you up. You didn't have to, man. You seriously couldn't have to. I mean, I would have been so fucking happy if you just left me here to fucking die or some shit, 'cause you fucking piece. Anyways, ear rape. Anyways, seriously, you didn't have to. You fucking idiot. She wasn't saying anything much. She was looking at my way silently, but I couldn't muster the strength to look at her directly. I wonder why she was so silent when he said all those things, which were directly related to her. Then, oh, that's my girl texting me. Sorry, guys. My useless friend got himself up in a hurry. What? What do you mean? You have a girlfriend? What was he doing here then? What the fuck? Yeah, tonight was for you, man. What the fuck? He approached me ever so slightly, his breath bringing the stench of warm beer within, and whispered to my ear, "Enjoy yourself, will ya?" That's like me and my friends going on a double date and one of them leaving me. Or, I'm supposed to be the third wheel for this girl that's lesbian, then she leaves that lesbian girl for me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm like, go back. She's like, well, I mean, you're the one I'm comfortable with. I'm like, I don't give two shits. You got me here to help you. Now get your ass in there. She's like, well, what happens if I want to help you? I was like, oh, you're a fucking asshole. I was like, but yeah, you know, kind of those situations. And with this, he disappeared without a trace. Well, not disappeared. I was intoxicated to the point where the actions my mind perceived around me words, though they were made in fast-forward life and time, were moving rapidly without my consent. It's like extremely awkward. I turned to my left to ask the other two what they plan to do. I desperately wanted to end the night right then and there, but hey, have you any idea what the... There's no longer anyone seated there. Noticing this, I looked around at me. She and I were the only ones left at the table, at the goddamn bar. They took off 10 minutes ago, maybe. Or was it 15? They took off 10 minutes ago, maybe. Or was it 15? For the first time that night, I made eye contact with her. Her face was flushed slightly red by the effect of alcohol. Would have been visible to a blind that she was totally wasted. I didn't want to speak to her. I didn't want to have another minute wasted in her presence, but social etiquette was forcing me to. At the very fucking at least. Why am I yawning? Holy crap, I just woke up. Make sure she doesn't die before reaching her home. Oh, let's get out of here. I said pretty coldly. She accepted right away. She didn't show any fear of being alone with me, even though we were complete strangers to one another. Want to take a cab? I asked forcefully, but she said, let's walk for a bit, alright? Tisk. This time I made sure she heard it, alright? She didn't mind, or at least she didn't know it. Goddamn strong people. Oh god, we're walking now. She had a smile. She's wearing high heels. We can't even see her feet. She's wearing high heels. Now that's a girl you can get down with. She had a smile plastered on her face ever since we left the bar. Not slightly affected by my cold behavior. She looked happy, irritatingly so. We didn't talk to each other at all. We were completely silent. It was all right with me. It was all right until she stumbled a bit on my shoulder accidentally. Sorry. Her body touched mine. For 2 extreme little seconds it lasted, with the former breast on my arm and then palm of her hand on my shoulder. It was then that I realized that she was a member of the opposite sex. She looks happy, doesn't she, with the happiness she stole from me. Excuse me, motherfucker. I say fuck her. She looks happy, doesn't she, with the happiness she stole from me. If she hadn't quit school in a day, I'm sure our expressions would be reversed right now. Yet she's always been the one with the smile in the end. Well, we continue walking silently, but somehow closer now that I helped her back on her feet. Wait a minute, isn't it that kind of situation, you know? The one where I walked her to the closest hotel. She's too wasted to understand what's going on. Maybe if I asked her nicely, she would even follow me willingly. Maybe she's still a virgin. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't that be wonderful? I couldn't satisfy myself by taking her pride back then. But what about that now? I could probably rape her and take this away from her. That pride, most of all. That smile. My jeans is starting to feel tight by those simple thoughts. Take another hard look at her. Yes, what a beautiful body she has. Those hips. Those breasts. Even her lips seem obscene right now. It would be a total shame for her to be entirely ruined by a complete stranger. So completely stained without any means of getting this purity she had back. I could probably play with her over and over again until her mind became as hollow as mine. It has now reached its complete magnitude. The throbbing situation is starting to be felt in a test position for this forbidden act. My thoughts are drowning themselves in. One simple look at me, she would have probably given it away, but she's too preoccupied while trying to walk straight to even look my way. Man, it's so depressing, so tainted with the sin of my imagination. Let those loose without any strength only pushes me further down the unforgiving path that shouldn't be crossed. But I already decided, didn't I? I'm already fantasizing about her purity, only to increase the pain when I most definitely inflict on her. I want to make her cry, realizing she lost something she will never get back. At the time, I was looking every last tear of her face until she completely drained out. My hand approaches her thigh slowly. If I could simply get my hand around her to help her keep her balance, at least see if I can control our destination. A moment, I'll seal her fate. At a time, I'll rip away that smile from her face. that I was always hated so much. Maybe at the end of the day I will be satisfied enough to forgive her. Maybe at the end of the day I will finally become whole again. The only thing I regret is not having acted part that started at the start of the night. I faked to be gentle, caring. I laughed with her about how young we were back then. I could have pushed her even further down the road of complete hopelessness by betraying even her expectations. Ooh. She said softly out of nowhere. I abruptly stopped, hand from getting any further. I didn't notice because she was too focused on learning form. She looked in my face for how long, I have no idea, but she saw it. I'm sure of it. My disgusting expression already tarnishing her with my eyes. She saw everything, and yet the only thing she said was, I'm sorry. I knew how much you hated me, yet She stumbles on me, even less restraint. Her eyes, those eyes, remember, were they really this way? It can't be. I stopped brusquely by the means. She stopped to herself. Do you have any money? I asked her mechanically. Not much, she replied as if knowing the question would inevitably be asked. Can't be helped. I pulled out my phone and again mechanically inputted a string of numbers. What are you doing? I didn't reply to her. Didn't even know my way. Instead I said, yes, at the intersection of and put my phone away emotionlessly. Tim, I thought it would have been nice to talk for a bit. Don't you want to? She seemed to let down. What does this woman want from me? Didn't she see my face a moment ago? It was that desperate to be raped like a loser like me? I took my wallet and two $20 bills, shoved it in her hand violently. The taxi will be here in 5 minutes. They should be able to cover the bill. I turned around without waiting or saying goodbye for all that mattered. She doesn't say anything either. She simply looks at me with those eyes. Those eyes, which are even colder than mine. What the hell, man? Okay, well, Chapter 3, an unexpected encounter. Like, I'm not going to go by what the chapters call it. Like, that was, I'm going to call that date night. Like, last one I call it obsession because he was fucking obsessed. Okay, wait, what was this chapter called again? It was called, an unexpected encounter, right? Unexpected encounters. Yep. Anyways, I'm going to save my game and probably get out of here. Well, guys, it was nice playing for you guys. If you guys want to, could you, maybe, if you want to, I don't really care about likes or subscriptions. I mostly care about you leaving a comment saying, like, anything. I don't care. You can say, fuck you, suck my dick. Oh, wow, this game is pretty shitty. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, it's a pretty good game. They got some good animations in there. Though my hand kind of looked weird during middle school or high school when I grabbed her, said, get your shit together. It was kind of weird. Anyways, it's nice playing for you guys. Don't need to like, don't need to subscribe. Leave a comment. Thanks, guys. And, bye-bye.